examination and basically the preparations, which took forever, and they were just as hard as you are thinking now your future exams are. I would like to start by saying that if you think that Dr. Bodishtianu is harsh on you, you cannot. No, she's not, because I don't know, for some odd reason, within the years she has become actually softer. Because with us, it was 5 times harder for us. We had to learn a topic every day and then read it out loud without any papers or whatsoever to look at. And if we didn't, we failed miserably and were yelled at. So basically what I would like to say is that, yeah, IELTS is hard. It is, obviously, and but we all are chasing, well, you like me some years ago are chasing one single point, because IELTS opens the doors to universities. It opens the doors to universities for students that are not native in English language, so you can prove to English professors that are stuck up behind their tea that you can speak English as well as they do, that you can survive and basically graduate university with a decent diploma, hopefully. So basically, yeah, obviously your brains are telling you that you are tired, you don't want to learn anything, and that your friends are swimming over there and you want to go join them. But playing Diablo 2 on your PC will not get you the job that you want. Believe me, I've tried. So basically, the only single way for you to succeed in what my mother is trying to get from you is to actually obey what she says. Yes, I know sometimes it might seem too harsh or too hard or just you're lazy, but really you will regret it if you do not follow the route that because she's picking the most easiest one for you. It might not seem like that now, but in time you will understand it. So basically, when you come home, the smartest thing of you would be to not throw your copybooks on your table and forget about them. It would be to open them again and read them, because actually right now this is your last year at school. At university is going to be very different from school. You have no idea. I was in shock myself. At university, unlike here, nobody cares whether you're there, nobody cares if you're alive, nobody cares if you understand, and nobody cares if you do your homework or pass the exams. They just don't care. The lecturer comes in, and usually they're boring lectures, they're bad, they're pricks. So the lecturer comes in, he gives the lecture, he does not even look at you, he goes like this, mumbling, drawing something on the board, blocking the board most of the time. So then you have to go like this. He turns around, he goes to his family, and then he forgets about you. Probably doesn't know your name, probably does not care about your name. So basically what you have to do at the university, just like in the IELTS testing, which also prepares you not only for English but also for life, because to pass IELTS you not only need English language on a good level, you also need erudition about random things, which the examiner will be asking you questions on, which you will be writing essays about. Because you cannot just write essays, okay, you know English very well, and you're gonna write, okay, English language, blah blah blah, in the alphabet there are 26 letters. No, you're gonna be writing essays about internet, about social, about politics, about history. So obviously to write a good essay, you not only have to know English, you also have to know about those things. Therefore, you have to read. You have to read things that are relevant to your studies, obviously, that are challenging in the sense of English language. Well, basically, I come to my next point, where at university, if you, I'm sorry for the language, do not study like on your own and you just depend on the lecturer, you're gonna be screwed. Majorly, like royally. Because, because when you come home, you have to open your books and find the information, 50% of information yourself. Because in the exam, this is the trick, this is how they test you. You have to like play with the system, you know, like when you come home, you have to find most of the information yourself, because in the exam there's going to be twice as much information asking for them asking you to write about than they actually gave you. So then if you just depend on the lectures, you come in and you're like, oh, okay, so I learned this, and then you open and you see like, okay, no, nah, I should have studied more. It's not because you studied the lectures bad, it's because they are testing you like this to see if you are capable of thinking on your own. Because studying on your own also makes you think and gives you your own opinion that you can later validate. So then you have to come home and read, not only read like this because then you're going to be falling asleep. You have to write out the words. Because also, not only you have visual memory, you have muscle memory. When you write the words, when you read the words, your hand remembers them. That's why you see those random people on the exams or somewhere, like when they do not remember how to write a word, they just take a paper and they try to write it. Because then your eye remembers the shape of the word and your hand remembers the sequence of the letters. So basically then, you kind of, out of nowhere, you remember how to write it. That's how you get good vocabulary. You get good vocabulary and good spelling from writing the word over and over and over again. At least 2 lines, maybe more if you're especially gifted. So basically, over here you get the hinters, kind of the pinpoints what you should study. The lecturer, the teacher, only gives you like, how do you say, hints that what you should concentrate on. Then you go home and you look at it, because mostly in university you're gonna be having professors that will speak like this, go like that. Okay, so biology is a very interesting subject. You might not know it right now because, you know, I'm boring and you will fall asleep in the back. Seriously. So you will not understand squat. You have to open your book, see, okay, so now we're like studying, I don't know, about the history of the Middle Ages, something. So then you go home, you open YouTube, not to watch funny videos of pandas sneezing. You open the videos, because actually this might come as a surprise to you, internet has a lot of information. Not only about your Facebook friends, who is hooking up with who is going out to the parties, no, not that, no. They have a lot of good videos about lectures. Good lectures from Yale, Harvard, etc., that are not speaking like this, as if they're afraid of you, because probably they are, you know, like the spider principle, you know? Spider is more afraid of you than you are of it. Okay? Is this thing on? so basically, yeah, you have to open the YouTube videos, and not only those videos will give you a perspective from the other point of view, because, yeah, your lecturer is human, okay? He makes mistakes, she or he has his own opinion, which sometimes he might force a little bit on you. You have to be kind of resistant over there. And you have to gain another perspective. And plus the video gives you all those nice and bright colors and pictures, which make it so much easier to understand some of those different things, like boring economy stuff. So yeah, the points of IELTS, I'm gonna come to a conclusion here because people are falling asleep. The point of IELTS is not to get you to speak 200 words per minute, or maybe as fast as I do, which is probably faster. So it is also to get you to think and to get you to organize your own system of studying, because IELTS is like the first step in your adult studying life, because it's so much like university, you have no idea. Because, yeah, it's hard. At first, when you sit down, first 10 minutes, your brain is going to be like, no, I don't want to read this. Nah, are you kidding me? This is too hard. I want to go have fun. If you get through that, then... Hi there!
Sorry.
No problem. Sorry, I'm interrupting
I'm a
you.
bit shocked here.
Yeah?
I have to look for a chair.
Excuse me.
Okay.
So basically, then when you sit through those first 10 minutes, you're gonna actually like it. You're gonna actually like studying and whatnot, you know?
Can they cheat during the exam? Maybe there's a possibility for them just
no,
to help each other.
Right now, you can forget this right now, because like probably if you even try to cheat an IELTS, you're gonna mess up the rest of your life, because then consequently you will not pass IELTS because you'll be kicked out. That's for sure. I mean, maybe out of the window, I don't know, but probably out of the door. And let's hope so, because it's like the 3rd floor. You don't want to do that. And then you won't get into the university, and then next year we also know it's 10 times harder to get into the university, which probably you won't do, and then you end up working as a cleaner somewhere, which none of us want to do.
During listening, was the sound okay?
Yeah, the sound was good. During listening, the sound is actually loud. You can hear it no matter where you sit, but don't be afraid. I mean, those are still people that are controlling you. They're walking in the hallway, so even though you're sitting like maybe 1.5 meters distance away from the next person, it is impossible to cheat, believe me. Just don't try, don't even waste your time. And like even if you have a question or something, if the sound is okay, it's low, you can raise your hand and say, can you please turn up the sound? They're not going to bite you and throw rotten tomatoes at you for that. I mean, so basically, yeah.
Do you have any questions, Angelina?
So why not to say?
Was it improvisation?
Yeah.
No, I told you yesterday, and I hope that I will be satisfied with your
The
results.
whole class, she was the harshest to me all
Okay,
the time.
yes, she was all the time complaining in the evening at home. It's true that I don't love her, that I love you less. Yeah, that I bite her all the time, that's true.
Speaking component in the IELTS,
Yeah.
you know, what are the themes that you were asked about?
Themes?
Yeah.
Oof, if I'd remember. Yeah, over there basically you have to know a lot of different stuff. They're not specialized themes, like they won't be asking you, I don't know, the rate at which enzymes like deteriorate at high fever. No, they will. What I've been asked, I think, something about internet, and then I had to talk around 2 minutes about competitive market, about whether it's good to have a lot of brands on the market like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, that are basically, and the point of my answer was that yeah, it's good because then you have a variety of choice for the customers, and then those different brands which are competitors, they create the competitive prices. So basically the prices, they have to go down in order to get more customers. So if you had only one Coca-Cola on the market, they would go absolutely berserk and they would probably raise their prices because they were alone, they can do whatever the hell they want. Okay, so that's what you have to know, like those little things.
And
so
the basically the thing that which they are testing is the logics or something way of.
yeah, they're not only testing how you can speak an English language, they also test how you think. You know, they also test whether you can hold the structure. I know you must be already like throwing up because of this, but there's also going to be introduction, body and conclusion everywhere. Even if you're
And grammar.
And grammar, yes, obviously, but this is so obvious, I'm not even saying it, you know? So even when you ask somebody to marry you, you have an introduction, like, excuse me, I want to tell you something, a body, past year has been the happiest year of my life, in conclusion, will you marry me? Everywhere you have this, everywhere. So basically, you have to read the text that interests you, but also challenge you on the level of English, not only because Dr. Bodishtianu had told you so, and she will punish you if you don't do it, but also because they're beneficial for you, because then when you come to the exam you'll find something better to say than, well, internet is interesting because I can chat with my friends.
It would be.
Okay, yeah.
What do you like the most? Reading, writing, listening? Or
I like absolutely none of them. No, but listening for me is the easiest one.
Yes.
Yeah, but personally for me, but I mean every person is different. Like, yeah.
Yeah, too. I don't like writing and reading.
Yeah, writing is probably the hardest one because over there you actually have to rely on yourself, you know. In reading it's a bit easier because reading, okay, you have the text, so then if you like want to write something and the question, you go, okay, smart idea, smart idea, smart idea. Yeah, but in the writing you have to kind of, you know, rely on your own brains and your own logic, which can be sometimes, you know, very either hard or just suicidal. So, any other questions?
Okay, that's it.
In front of me. Of course, I'd never tell her how disgusted I was with her cooking, but somehow I think she knew. Lois had always been full of energy and life, but lately I've begun to grow more aware of her aging. The bright, exuberant eyes that I had fallen in love with were now beginning to grow dull and listless with the long fatigue of a weary life. I awoke several hours later in a daze.